All right. The Kislev bombardment is about to begin.
It's
brilliant.
Oh boy, a light show!
I didn't know
Yes.
we were going to hang out
Deji.
around the 20th Century Fox
Deji.
logo.
If
Yeah.
anything, it reminds me
Dejimon
more
lives.
of Rockadoodle.
Yes, Major?
Monday Night Raw is about to start, it seems.
Damn,
That's not for another 3 hours.
I didn't know he had this much pyro. Jeez.
Yeah, they're bringing back King today, so.
What a wonderful light show.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I got it, Jova. You know the drums at the beginning of the 20th Century Studios theme?
Yes.
Instead of drums in this case, it'll be the gunfire.
Oh, that caused a blackout.
Yes.
Ah, fuck. And that was Disney turning out the lights.
Yeah, they turned out the Fox
What
light.
is that?
So now only the 20th Century Pictures bit shows.
Hey, it is an aerial attack by Ave, or should I say, Gebler. They really are intent on attacking the Imperial's capital, because of course they
What?
You think?
What about the civilians?
Villains don't give a shit about civilians. Faye, what are you talking about?
Oh my god! My god!
You know, Teo, what? Oh, sorry. That ship is heading to the power plant. Oh no, that is a nuclear reactor. This dialogue is clunky
Oh no!
as shit.
My
Let's enter that
dialogue!
ship in
It's
the main line of
exposition
attack.
eccentric!
No, right.
We blown away.
No!
If we can change the course, will that help?
However,
Doc, I'm gonna try. We can't just turn and run away.
be careful now.
I'm sure this will
now.
totally work.
You see, Square, this is why leaving Richard alone to work on this entire thing was a bad idea.
All work and no play makes Richard a dull boy.
Carefully.
Well, yeah, it
Golly.
reduces his dialogue to clunky exposition.
If those civilians will... You know, Teo, what's with JRPG... In fact, what's with Square JRPGs and villains destroying Imperial cities?
Well, capitals are in strategic points that if actually
guess.
destroyed, can cause, tumbling down. Well, in this case, it's more of a case where each empire is only a few settlement, so... Anyway,
Hey,
we
hey,
get
Elly.
back to the Gebler Goobers.
that
God
matter?
lives.
What? Who's that? Are those the Ave pirates?
That's Faye. What the?
You guys really need to stop meeting like this.
Yeah,
Hey,
clearly.
this is Kislev. What's he doing here?
Maybe it's his city?
He seems to follow us everywhere.
I
Wait, did
think
I
he
have a
got
time-
here first.
Oh, this is you again.
Yeah, you got it right, Pedro. Don't
What's
worry.
with this guy? A little too persistent, perhaps.
I was thinking maybe he should have a more of an accent.
What do you want to? Whatever you want to do.
Seriously, half this dialogue I could read in Tommy Wiseau's voice.
By the way,
Now
how's your
there's
sex
an
life?
accent.
Okay, yeah.
From a guy who
Ellie's
swears
response
he's
to that was
American.
Third time's a charm. Let's get him.
No.
Which is
And of course,
Wait!
yeah, they are able again against their hoarders.
don't you see, Faye? Ellie loves you as a human being.
As a human being.
Actually, not
Rick?
even that. From our
Go
last
ahead, Trevor.
incident, I can tell that your friend was with that Gears pilot.
Wait,
you-
I
don't
can
you mean-
tell
don't
that
you-
you're friends
don't
with
you
that
mean you
Gears
are-
spy?
Return.
She
Whoa,
says
whoa,
his
wait,
name
wait.
every time he shows up.
But there's no
Look,
way
I've
we
been-
can stop. It doesn't matter that we're escorting the Hecht. We want to fight him.
Look-
Not as enemy soldiers, but as rival competitors. Also, to be fair, yes, Faye is the pilot of the Gear. What was off about that sentence?
It's the your. It was without the, apostrophe.
Oh, the your bit.
the grammar needed some work. Go on.
Sorry, I'm gonna go kick his butt. Any objections?
Oh god, it's just like Metroid SCWRM.
The
Yeah,
baby.
Hey,
you
no,
don't-
Oracle
you don't
okay,
authorize-
okay, Teo,
Make
Teo,
yourself
okay.
respected.
Okay.
Ellie, you're
Teo.
not. Sorry, Ellie, you're not authorized to fight back.
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
punch him a little bit.
Okay, to be fair, Teo,
You're in
before...
the way, sir.
Okay, to be fair, Teo, before Other M ruined... Before Other M ruined that line, that was actually a line originally from Metroid Fusion, which had better
Yeah,
context.
Yeah, I know, don't worry. What? You again?
Da, 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 da.
Yes, it is I. How's your sex life? Oh wait, you killed your girlfriend.
I don't have time for this.
See, now you see again.
You know,
again,
Dwibs, you know, Dwibs, when we were...
Yes, that means that Faye has to solo the entirety of the Gabber Goobers
Yes,
again.
yes, Trevor.
I think when we were mentioning an accent, I don't think it was for your character. No. Interesting.
And
Well-
and now, what were you gonna say, Pedro?
That's again. Rich is all like, but guys, I haven't been to my house in like, at this point, like probably a full 6 months.
Actually-
Richard, you should know by now. This is your house.
Actually-
You are home. Now get to work.
Actually, I gotta wonder, was this one of those cases where he actually had to move to Japan to do his job? Kind of like how some devs from overseas have to for working on
Okay.
certain Japanese games.
If I remember correctly, he worked in Squaresoft America, so no. I mean, I think he only moved to Japan when he left Blizzard to go to level 5, I think. But if I remember correctly, Theo, the localizations were done entirely in the American branch, right?
But okay, I don't know exactly. Richard does mention that he actually got to talk with the actual development team. So
Sure.
and I'm pretty sure it wasn't just a phone call. So I wonder if he actually transferred temporarily to Japan.
Because if he
This
did
is
transfer,
meaningless.
so if he did transfer over there, then that means that he really was away from home. You could say he was actually far from home.
Far from home.
Haha, very
There is-
clever.
With
It's
no
been-
way home. Yeah,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
So mu-
Angry Birds Star Wars.
Hey, did you ever see that Angry Birds Transformers crossover?
Oh my god,
Yes.
seriously?
It was
Yeah.
actually kind of neat. I'll give it credit.
Who owns Angry Birds? Is it Hasbro?
No. I think it's
Reverb.
now self-sustained by Raw VOD, the original makers. Believe it or not, the original console ports back in the day were published by Activision, of
Yeah.
all people.
That explains why they were so needlessly expensive.
That explains a lot.
Why do you think that Activision actually purchased, the
Like,
Candy Crush Saga IP?
But yeah, like I was saying, you see, Square. This is exactly why you should have a localization team, not a localization person.
Okay,
You see?
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
they've come a long way since then.
And
Oh,
from,
no,
what,
definitely, but still, like,
from what we
come on,
understand, they
guys.
originally did have a team. It's just that most of the team just walked out and left Richmond
It's also
there.
you have to also
Guys, you
remember,
can't quit on
guys.
me.
Legend of Mana was developed around the same time, and sure, it doesn't have the same amount of text, but at least it doesn't really have typos. Like,
No. Wait, did Richard do that one too?
I don't think he was
don't think
the
so.
one, but again, localization done around the same time. Same
Sure,
for
sure,
Chrono
sure.
Cross, as far as I know. I know that he worked on that.
I'm guessing
Well,
Richard had more of a team with 8 because
Okay.
look, for as many problems as
think
8
it's now
script
it's,
may have, I don't
a lot
recall it having
important.
nearly as many of these typos.
Everyone over here, hurry.
Master, there are people over there that can't get out. We're doomed.
Yeah, by the way, get used to. Hold on.
Don't give up, Hammer. Faye is fighting too. Faye no longer wants to watch innocent people lose their homes, their town. Those are important to them.
As
He
opposed
never-
to when
he
he
never
did
did.
want to. What the
Yeah,
hell,
but he's
teacher?
not
When
exactly
did that
caught up.
happen?
My town?
Remember, before he actually got involved with Bart, Faye
Don't
didn't
make
want
me
to do it.
laugh. Are you Shao Kahn now? Don't make me
Even
laugh.
you must have things left to do here.
This is your conscience speaking. Get on with your character arc.
I'm crap too.
What is this dialogue?
Okay, I get what Rico was supposed to say, but he feels, I heard it. That he feels too. He has a lot of self-loathing, so he doesn't feel like he wants to save his town, even because, yes, self-loathing, but again, poorly conveyed.
Now, granted, okay, so in the structure of this, would you say this is a case where, the Japanese script is way better, like totes, or is this really just a case where this was also maybe a
From
bit
what-
of an issue? in the
Java, like you
story,
just
too?
said, most of the problems are just about typos and being poorly conveyed, but roughly it's basically the same, I think Pedro did mention it. If I recall correctly, there is an actual, fan translation.
I was just
fan
about to ask.
retranslation. Sorry?
I was about to ask if there is a fan translation.
Well, okay, fan translation or not, though, sometimes fan translations do sometimes embezzle stuff a bit and make them even greater than they were in the original Japanese script, which is why I'm strictly asking, like, okay, at least with Final Fantasy VIII, I could see that there was a chance that maybe the original script is actually way better than the localized
not
script.
really. It's not like on that extent.
Okay. So basically, most issues we do have with the script, plot-wise, are mainly still gonna be issues with the original script. Expositionary
I think
dialogue.
actually nailed the point. It's technically a solid idea when it comes to actually what a character is supposed to say, but it's conveyed by Tommy Wiseau.
Kinda. Honestly, now you're making me wonder, what would a JRPG made by Tommy Wiseau be like?
I got
I'd play it.
Basically, a version of iLeaks, but there's nowhere near good artistic value.
Yes, Deji?
I got it. It'll be more comprehensible than a David Cage game.
Wow,
that's not
that's
difficult.
anything. Look. For all the problems with Tommy Wiseau's productions, he has way more integrity than David Cage ever had. That alone would actually make me be more willing to see
Alright,
something
last two.
else.
Dead. Only 2 enemies.
You know what? I want a story written by those two and throw Neil Breen into the mix. Why not?
Oh my god.
I would pay to see what the three of those two would those three would come up with.
Do you know how
the
dangerous
three
that
of those
idea
two.
is, Shiroi?
That's also one reason. Anyway, Rico basically just went full tsundere, basically, and said,
up,
I
let's
don't need
go.
a reason to help you, blah, 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 blah.
Jova, I like a bit of chaos.
Also,
Shira, you and I are gonna have to have a talk about your mathematical skills.
also,
Remember, math isn't her strong suit.
Shiroi, there's
And I just woke up, okay?
Shiroi, there's
Also-
chaos, and then there's potential world-ending consequences.
Anyway,
Sorry,
go on,
Tio,
Tio.
go on.
no, I need just to use this part to explain how Rico works. It's basically similar to his own food model. Remember, since it basically joins the party like this, you don't have time to prepare it for this fight. Also, apparently, if you know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, apparently his gear, Stier, apparently inspired, one of the Pendulum Dragons, one of the most horrible ones. I think it's called, one of the XYZ models. I forgot the exact name. I'll maybe post something later. Anyway, basic thing. High attack power and high defense compensated by terrible speed, which is why you probably want him to be boosted all the time, and sometimes lack of evasion and precision, meaning that if Rico can hit, he can hit really hard when he's on this gear. Otherwise, he cannot properly. And don't even think about using his ether power because they are barely existent to begin with. So, when it comes to the gear selection, I'm sad to say that Rico is probably the worst party member to me. Sure, he gets good options later on to be a good tank because also high HP and everything and fuel. But it gets outclassed by other people. That's basically it.
He sounds like essentially your typical guy who starts off strong, but obviously in the meta is kind of one of the weaker ones.
You think of Kanji from Persona 4 without the elemental, rock and paper and scissor. That's
I
basically
see.
it.
So he can start off as your crutch, but eventually he'll feel like your load.
Basically.
It's interesting because, like I've said, it's interesting because I can tell you, Dej, that ever since these early days, Richard has really come a long way. Especially, you don't even have to go that recent. You can just go back to 2004, because that was his magnum opus. That was his first. Because here's a translator.
All right.
Go on.
We're about to get the more important bit, because after the Gamer Goobers, of course, there's Elly to deal with.
Hopefully she doesn't huff more of that battle juice.
Okay, now to change the last ship's course before the blowing starts happening. Elly!
Yeah.
Not again. Rico, sorry, but you go on ahead.
What? You've come this far and now you're scared?
I'll catch up, I promise.
Remember how
Please.
intense the last session behind. Remember how.
Well, even without you, I can make do by myself. Then I guess I'll go on ahead.
Remember how
Bye.
graphic the last session
Got
between the
nerfed,
two
though,
next
Scott.
got, guys. Let's hope this time it's rated E for everyone.
Yeah,
Better
basically.
yet, no Adam in Street Fighter 6 at all. What?
What?
Oh boy.
You're kidding? What are you doing here, Elly?
I'm part of the military.
Again, I thought you agreed to get out of the military.
When
I
did she ever
lied.
agree to that?
Yeah, I don't think she ever said that thing. Sorry. That's asking for too
Yeah, I think
much.
she's
I'm an
TRB.
officer of the Gabler forces. So fuck you.
Hello.
Then you're saying this is also one of your duties?
Oh, of course it is.
Yes!
She never
is.
promised to get out.
Again, just be
Yes,
patient.
my
with this.
duty is to escort the Hecht.
Like, did we miss a scene or something? I really don't recall her promising to get out of the military.
No, neither do I, and I don't remember saying
It
those
was cut.
words either.
It was probably cut. Probably.
Oops.
And to eliminate all enemies that get in its way. And if you say it was implied
Also, no,
that I was
will
going to
tell
leave,
more-
it
I will
doesn't
tell
count.
more after the cutscene's over.
So you better get out of the way.
Move, Faye, get out the gear.
way.
Because if you don't move, then I'll have no choice but to eliminate you.
Ooh, super serious, I see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she can handle the fight. The arrows are actually powerful.
Again, I just hope she doesn't go back to sniffing more of that battle juice.
Punch.
Ready? Fight!
Are you serious? You don't know what you're doing, don't you? How can you say that knowing where that ship is at and what the outcome may be? But
Ellipses.
come on, Elly, say something.
I did.
No.
I said dots.
I know. I don't understand what I'm doing. It is my job, though, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
Just a job, mate.
My job.
Then
Change. How I wanted to change.
also, what was that camera shot from?
I don't-
We're just crouching.
Takahashi wants you to notice his.
Wait.
Takahashi wants you to notice his
Check
directing
out my
chair.
directing, big boy.
Your robot porn?
I've thought of changing, but I don't have the freedom like you do.
Yes, Elly.
Yes,
flying
you do.
Nazis.
Again,
How
again,
many fucking times?
Again.
Freedom? Me?
Oh god, here we go.
Yes. Am I wrong? To be able to choose where you belong?
I am stuck in the role of the protagonist. I am anything but free woman.
I am.
Faye's been everywhere.
I think. Go on.
To be able to fight alongside those who believe in their own cause?
I was literally
think,
in Russian prison for the last few parts, okay?
Yeah, seriously. I know this place is a shithole, but you shouldn't bomb it up.
Even if you have much more anguish to deal with.
My
think
pain
it's not
isn't as
complicated.
big as yours.
Okay. I think Sonic and Roger's. Go on.
At least you have the freedom to choose your own path, unlike me.
What is
think
stopping
Sonic-
you?
Yeah, it's a good segue. I think Sonic and Roger's Parody of Secret Ring said it best. Of course, you have a choice. You could not do it. Like, it was like, this isn't exactly super complicated, woman.
Then why don't you do that too, Elly?
Like, unless they installed something into you that keeps you from rebelling.
If I could, I would already be doing it, but I can't. There's
Otherwise,
no,
that
collar-
would
just-
there's no
Why can't you?
electric shock bomb collar
We
on your
can't.
face.
The press.
Gee, if I would,
Ours. The power has always been ours.
if I could, I would. Otherwise, that would make you look stupid.
This is my place, and this is how it is here.
No, I can't because this is my home.
Hey, Mac, they're just hovering in front of each other. Should we shoot the enemy mech, maybe?
So please understand.
Also, the thing is that she does technically could have a reason, but the game in neither versions actually tells it immediately.
True, like maybe say that they're putting...
Again, I'll mention it again also
Do they
these after
execute
we're
traitors or something?
done.
I don't know.
Or the people that are dear to them, and Elly does have a family. I don't have a place I belong in either.
Huh?
Because I blew it up.
I didn't hear you. What was that?
I said I don't have a place I belong
Bart
in.
and crew, even their whole ship are all missing.
Which is my
They
cute way of
disappeared
saying
after the
dead.
battle with Gabler, so I don't have a place to belong to anymore.
Oh, it's just misty. You might find it again.
Even though all of the dialogue suggests that they were dead.
And why are you fighting now? Yeah, but all of the
What am I
dialogue
fighting
in Justice for All suggested Edgeworth was dead, but we know how that turned
Tell
out.
my turn. For the walls?
Hold on.
Who are you fighting for?
What am I fighting for?
I probably should have
No.
inserted that clip, probably.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy this?
Yes.
Question mark?
Barging into someone else's country and destroying the place? Who do you think you are, America? Dragging innocent people into becoming victims? Do you enjoy fighting that much? Is it that much fun for you to watch people die?
America, fuck yeah.
Don't be ridiculous. I would never find pleasure in that. I'm not American.
Terrorist, your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America, fuck yeah.
If that's the case, then come with me if you want to leave.
With me, and you'll be anywhere but here.
It's like they're
What?
hugging.
What are you doing?
I'm giving
Okay, he does this already one time, lady.
What did I say about keeping things rated E for everyone, you kids?
Forget everything and come with me.
Are they
let's
clasping
Forget
hands?
everything and come with
Wee!
me.
Oh, so he just kidnaps her in a giant mech?
It's more like
Yeah,
he
it's
wants
fine.
to show her more directly what
I
the
can show you the world.
Well, yeah.
As
and
it's
being
burning
bombed.
on fire. I can show you the ash.
All right, let's go.
Let's have mech sex right
Ouch,
here, right
what?
now.
Come,
What
Elly.
are you
It's time
doing?
for you to see.
Just come.
Come!
Where's
Come!
Blacktown?
Anyway, things
Ah,
gonna have.
ah,
Yeah,
go on,
better
go on.
you take over.
Yeah.
Look at this town. Take a good long look. This is what you've done.
Question
Yeah,
mark.
why the question?
Does
Yeah,
the word
wherever you
duty
are.
justify all of this? Does it?
You think she blow up your
Elly.
town?
That's all that was left.
That and the struggling frame rate.
Yeah, again, the frame rate just jump around all over the place.
Yes, one, so I can understand.
You're still saying that?
Oh, I thought I was gonna slap her for a second.
No.
I know, the way he had his hands up either looked like he was fed up with this world.
It's just not like you.
You've known her for like a day.
If you don't want
So
to,
focus.
then don't do it. You shouldn't have to force it just to have a place to belong.
We can be misfits together.
What was I fighting you for just now? You wanted to know?
You listening, Zero?
I don't really know. I know I was helping Bart and the others. But I still don't know what I should do. Maybe I'm just looking for a place to fit in. But I think it's better to fight than do nothing. If fighting helps you or your friends even a bit, then it's worthwhile.
You hear that, X?
That's not nothing. It's something.
Sorry, you hear that, Mega Man X7?
Well, any X game, to be
Hey.
honest.
No. In X7, that's where X goes too far with it, to the point where he is refusing to help his friends.
I'm going.
No, you can't. Dominia is not like the other soldiers.
Well, explain
as
all the
long as we
bombing
have
going
enough
on
EXP,
right now.
we can overlevel them.
It's more like she's saying that Dominia is way too strong for him.
We just have to grind enough, then we'll be able to charge through.
She is an elite within the Gabler elite. She's one of the elements, Ramses' personal guard.
Ooh, sounds serious.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like there's more than her.
Should we really have been laughing throughout this whole scene?
It's
I
the-
allow that, Dibs. Just keep also focused what it's supposed to be.
You won't stand a chance.
No, I meant the game's trying to convey something and yet we're laughing at it.
Comedy, tragedy, yada yada yada.
Pretty much.
Still, I have to stop this.
Hey, I'll talk about it after this, Dwips. Because I like to
Shitan
bring
and
this-
Hammer have nothing to do with Kislev. But they're trying desperately to get their civilians to safety. Even Rico, who must aid this town, still stay with me. That's why I have to go.
Bye.
I'll just leave you here stewing a bit if you want.
No, it's okay.
Well,
Her neck is
yeah,
conveniently there.
Now sit here and think about what you've done.
It's more like he's giving her the choice still. It's not like he incapacitated Beard.
Oh, sure.
And then
Faye.
she gets blown up.
Will you save
While
your
we have to
data?
save
But first, let's say our data.
that's because we're about to have the boss fight against Dominion. Let me explain quickly. We also have to remember the important thing. The Elly still doesn't know about Faye's amnesia yet. That's also another bit important. All these characters are trying to treat Faye, in a normal kind of way, while he still has memories up to 3 years ago. Even basic stuff like his parenthood or his parents or where he grew up with, supposedly. His stuff that Wiseman had to tell him, and he was even incredulous about telling that. So you have to remember all this constant thing about characters being surprised by his behavior. That's because they're literally talking to a person that has like 3 years of experience in an adult body. That's actually one of the core important things in the game. Alright, speaking of which instead, let's resume with the battle against Dominia. Because that's also have a bit of a gimmick to it, but I'll explain in a second.
As for the
I think there's
whole...
that.
Oh, sorry.
Also, again, the frame rate went back to 60 for just a second.
Did you... Oh, and there it goes again.
Yeah.
Tio, question.
Hold on,
was
give me a second, Dibs.
What the heck were you doing, Faye? Were you expecting me to do all the dirty work of clearing away these punks for you, alone?
Baka.
Sorry about that.
He was
but I
talking
see
to a
you made a
girl.
girlfriend. If we can defeat her, we should be able to change the course of the ship. Let's go.
Excuse me?
Oh, meta humor.
Just one more extra run isn't going to allow you to down the ship.
Of course not. We're not gonna take this ship down. We're gonna take you down.
Well, I'm about to take you downtown.
Puts on shade.
What insolence! But what do you expect coming from lambs?
I was also referring a particular infamous comic book panel from the 90s where Venom and Hulk tries to basically be professional wrestler and be in this segment. We're gonna beat you up.
Tio, question.
Go ahead with your question first, Libs.
Was this the director's first game in charge of a project?
Like I said in part 0, yes.
I mean, it does kind of show.
Okay, back to what you were saying about us laughing at what's supposed to be a serious moment. Well, it's like this, Dibs. First off, we don't do it to the point where we completely stray off and stuff.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, the game's supposed to... What I mean is it a case of the game's trying to have a serious moment, but it's conveyed so poorly that we're just laughing at it?
Well, that might be interpretation. Like I said, as long as you actually understand what, at the very least, the original intent is supposed to be, I'm fine with that.
Let me put it
All
like
I'm saying is
this.
that the original intent can be a bit muddled because of
There
the
is a
translation.
meaning to it. It's not just, bad writing or something. It's just poorly conveyed.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The poor conveyance is what the problem is.
Also, let me explain quickly. Again, this is not technically Dominion's gear. Don't worry, we'll get to see it later in the game. She's just piloting the ship. For the time being, she's just using arrows a bit all over the place and you have to beat her up. Later on, she's gonna summon stuff that if not taken care of quickly will raise a powerful attack, so you have to focus your attack either on that or try to bomb rush against Dominia. You will understand that their HP are close to the end when she actually summons that thing. So this is actually not something exactly a top boss battle, but you have to keep your wits about it, basically. Continue.
Okay, I'll say this. Like, well, compare this to, say, a moment like, well, you know, that moment in Final Fantasy VII. I'm talking about the original Final Fantasy VII.
End of disc 1.
No. More like, I'd say, well, actually, you know what? Yeah. You know what? That
I'll
moment,
you know the story, Jova. Go ahead.
You know what? That one does help as well here and there. Like, Final Fantasy VII, even on the PlayStation, even, you know, in modern days, can look silly. Yet, people still do take big moments like the ending of Disc 1 very seriously, given how well it is conveyed. Even despite there being a bit of an iffy translation here and there.
I think I have an actual better example, Jova. Basically, after the final boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days again, there's supposed to be a very emotional scene where that final boss actually starts fading away and everything. And yes, I do really understand, but then Roxas deliver a very, very out of nowhere cheesy line about not being able to eat ice cream anymore. And it does have a meaning, because it has been a thing constantly through the game, so it's not like something that he's talking out of his ass, but the sudden, with the weirdness on how he just conveys it out of nowhere, you know, makes the intent to be poorly conveyed on that. And yet it doesn't ruin like completely the scene to me, because I understand what the meaning behind the whole thing is.
If I may, that wasn't the comparison I was going for. I was actually trying to compare this to a game that does manage to do it well while being on a similar wavelength here. Like, obviously, when you're on PlayStation, some stuff may look a bit goofy in happenstance here and there, and how certain stuff is worded back in the PlayStation era can come off as a bit, well, more juvenile and silly back then. Again, that's not entirely the game's fault. However, as you mentioned, for the most part, a lot of these stories' quirks are still stepped on the Japanese script. At most, it's like, you know, oh, this was maybe worded a bit differently. However, now we're getting to the point where the game is mentioning scenes that didn't happen with the whole...
That's the thing that I wanted to talk about. What I do get the feeling is that it was the previous scene that Richard translated poorly, and instead of just saying, just quit the military, instead he asked, promise me that you will do it, and she still said, okay, and just having dots. Which is why instead he's surprised here. And I can't believe that, because it might be a case where Richard translated the thing one day, then a lot of time passed and he decided to focus particularly on this one another day, and just decided to translate what was on screen, forgetting that he did potentially had a change previously. Or the complete opposite may also be true, Jova. That is the case.
Like Shiroi did also mention, it could be, like you mentioned, something that was cut out. That said, whether or not there's a reason, what we have is what is read out, and it's just a pretty clumsy read. Like, I'd say...
There we go.
And stuff like that... why? You remember this? One day, I'll pay you back for this! I promise!
Yeah, oh boy, to
blows
the
up
stuff. Alright, so now we have to actually we'll have to now to start actually... avoid the ship blowing up the reactor, because even with Dominia defeated, it's not gonna be, you know, easy to actually direct this away. There's no time to waste. Rico, hurry and change the course.
Then there's no time to waste. Did I say anything?
Basically, we just defeated the bot, and now Rico and Faye are trying to diverge the ships, you know, the course correcting the ship so it doesn't actually hit the reactor or Kislev.
Yeah.
What's stopping the ship just course correcting itself?
Well,
because it wasn't piloted by Dominia.
Yeah.
The
And since
pilot
we
is
took
dead
her
now.
out, well, she's not dead, but, you know, she's kind of out of it.
And meanwhile, Elly is seeing again the horrors of the war.
War is hell.
What have I done?
And decides to take an action.
But yeah,
Okay.
back to what I was saying earlier. The problem with that scene, I wouldn't even call it too much of a problem. It's just that it's the scene trying to get us down.
There's too much mess, just like Wiseman told me. And there's Elly. Elly!
Finally!
You!
You came.
Go ahead, Pedro, so she's BRB.
Hold on! We can avoid a direct hit on the reactor with 3 gears.
It's fine.
Okay. But yeah, now basically, finally, Elly takes final decision.
What?
I think it's meant to be aha.
No. It would be written
It's
like
like
that.
it's like the Professor in Spyro 2. Aha!
Here it looks like it's written like
I'm gonna.
Maybe he's panicking right now, you know?
Faye's having in his brain the whole thing about Inside Out. Girls.
We've steered it away from the power station. Let's bail out, Faye. I think I'm actually gonna side with you. I think Teo's theory is probably the one that's the most plausible.
But now it's setting right for the residential district.
Oops.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
He's right.
I think I'm gonna go with Shuri's theory. Shuri's theory does seem to make the sense that at best it was just something that got left out. Either way, though, as a result, it does not read as well.
Well, actually, I think it was me that brought up the fact that the scene was cut.
No. Shuri was actually the one who initially suggested that.
Well, it feels like a scene got cut.
We need to bring it down wherever.
We need to bring it down. Sorry.
It doesn't go do
It
damage.
doesn't cause much damage, whatever. Impossible! We can't change its course any more than we have!
No, we got to hold it up as long as we can.
Does the ship as a self-destruct?
What are you, deaf?
No, it's just very loud.
Uh-oh, out of fuel.
Wonderful.
Damn, not now.
Not here.
Damn, not here.
There's nothing more we can do. Hanging on any more will just be suicide.
But
That's it. I'm bailing out. Come on. See you guys. Bye.
Oh, now who's the coward?
Everyone.
Elly,
Except Elly.
stop! What are you doing? If you do that,
Don't worry. My gear is from Solaris. It's still alright.
So what?
I'm built different.
Lewis made that bet. Lewis made that gear. Okay.
Remember, Elly comes from Soliana. They're all Satanists. So.
Elly, what are you doing? If you keep going, you'll.
But what else can we do?
Find the self-destruct.
How about actually blowing it out? Okay, blowing it out might result in debris.
You have an ejector seat, maybe?
Wasting a good gear is not something that characters can actually do, Siri.
At least it will reduce the damage. Sorry.
Maybe we can shoot a rocket with a huge material on it. That usually works.
It didn't for
Yeah.
Meteor.
It's better than doing nothing.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Elly!
No, it's Elly.
Elise!
I was that
Okay.
close to making that joke. Don't
This
worry.
is what you wanted. This was the promise I made to you.
I don't care what happens to the world.
Just
You
hold on a bit
selfish.
more, please.
Just wait.
The fact that was alive, they thought
Well,
was okay.
overheating too.
Uh-oh.
And I'm talking about the I don't care what happens
Hey,
to the world thing.
maybe things are gonna be fine.
Hold on.
This is... Oh, is this it?
Yes.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Huh, that actually
more
wasn't
like-
too bad.
Yeah, she doesn't have power anymore.
Oh.
And then Faye comes and saves her.
Dramatic.
Why did this turn into an AMV all of a
Seriously,
sudden?
seriously.
You bluebird.
All that's missing is the Greenbird theme from Cowboy Bebop.
Wasn't
as
it
she starts
Bluebird?
Yeah.
falling. No,
Yeah.
it's
Faye,
Greenbird,
your
actually.
Okay.
Faye, your ship isn't overheated. You could try to.
Actually,
Faye,
no.
your
Both
ship
Rico
is
and Faye were overeating.
Literally and figuratively.
But oh
Cheeton?
no, Shiton is too busy.
It's a bark?
Getting people away.
I'm a doctor, not a space
Yeah,
pilot.
there he is.
Damn it, Jove, I'm a doctor, not a space pilot.
You've literally piloted a
Where
mech.
did you store? Oh, that gear looked familiar.
That's okay, Dr. Space Pirate.
Wait.
Oh my God! It's actually I don't know, Cloud or something. Fuck it.
No, Cloud cameos in 500 Tactics.
And of course.
And so everyone died. The end.
Japan loves this kind of imagery.
Well, it
specifically in the 90s.
didn't hit the nuclear reactor at the very least, so there's that.
Well, that happened.
Oh, Elly seems to be alive still.
But how?
Yes, you're alive, honey.
It's Graf's gear.
Oh my god. You again!
You want me
Is
to
this
read
me?
this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Who
go on.
are you? Why me?
Well, we'll need to learn that more in around 35
that-
parts.
Of course.
The comment there makes it look like she said, "Why me?" as if she rescued herself. Wait.
Stop, Wyatt. She's like, what? At least tell me your name. It's not
Elly!
Wyatt.
Elly!
Shut up!
I'm trying to sleep.
Yes!
5 more minutes, Mom. Elly!
You're
I don't know who's who anymore.
Don't worry, this is simple dialogue anyway.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're a Fae? I'll do it.
Yeah,
Hey,
I was
I
actually Faye the whole time.
Of course.
Also, yes, Pietà symbolism. A bit, at least.
Faye?
no, I'm his brother, IF.
But just to make things awkward.
Stupid. Foolish.
Oh, he's
I
crying.
know you are, but are you crying?
I'm not. It's just
Sorry.
that when I'm sad, sometimes water comes out of my eyes.
It's not crying, it's liquid pride.
Oversimplified, Dej.
But seriously, that's no way to disrespect cider.
It's okay.
Can you forgive me? It's actually a
No.
line from Friendship is Magic.
Oh, serious.
It's not your fault, Elly. It's not your fault.
It actually kind of is. Faye.
Oh, well, if only you and the audience hadn't
Elly,
forgotten your promise.
Let's go back.
back to the
Let's go
beginning.
eat.
Are you sure she's okay to pilot again?
It's more like she's just sitting in the cockpit.
That person. Where?
So, we're outlaws together now.
More questions. Unfortunately, the next part does not provide those answers, but I will give you all the most wonderful news that you might be waiting. Next part, we finally start actually exiting the Kislev portion of the game.
Oh, dear
So-
God.
Imagine what
So-
it must be like out there.
Also,
So-
we're about halfway to the point of actually finding out what's up with things.
We're over halfway there. Halfway
You're
there.
not that far off at the very least. But anyway, join us in the next part where we finally start to decide what to do with, in how to get out Kislev, especially since now everyone has their gear. Apparently, Cheetan has his Fenrir outside of the city somehow.
Of
you
course.
know. And finding a way to get past the dreaded border between, Ave and Kislev. So we'll see you for the next part. See ya.
See ya.
See you for
Yeah.
see you for more Xeno room.